What's going on, guys? Welcome back to WWE Pit. Today we're looking at the scariest WWE wrestling injuries of all time. Coming in at number 5, we have when Joey Mercury's face gets wrecked. December 17, 2006 has to stand out as one of the worst nights of Joey Mercury's life.
Double noggin knocker. Oh my! Wow!
As the now retired wrestler was struck in the face by a ladder during an out-of-control four-way match that required Mercury to get 30 stitches. His injury also broke his nose in 3 places, but was luckily a lot worse in the moment than in the days following. Mercury would only be out for a couple weeks and was somehow wrestling again right after. The hit must have knocked something in his brain loose as well. Who would want to go back into the ring after a wound like that? At number 4, X-Pac rips himself a new one. It sounds funny, but X-Pac tearing his anus in an independent circuit match last year actually could have had some pretty grave consequences. It isn't abundantly clear when the injury occurred throughout the course of the match, but most speculate that it happened during a failed Bronco Buster that X-Pac had attempted.
Starring former WWE star X-Pac.
X-Pac hasn't lost a beat either. Oh, wait a second. Oh, no.
Yeah.
After being taken to the hospital after the match, X-Pac's girlfriend had some good news for his fans on her Instagram, which he said, "We don't know if there's a medical term for it, but he did a Bronco Buster last night that literally ripped his apart. Lost a lot of blood, had surgery this morning, and is on the road to recovery. Believe it or not, this has happened to him once before." Wait, this has happened before? We're glad he's okay, but TMI. At number 3, we have Foley falls from the cell. Once again, Mick Foley proves that there is no one in the world better at taking pain than him. Or luckier, after falling from a steel cage when he was pushed by The Undertaker, more than a few people were scared for Foley's life. And their concerns certainly weren't misplaced, as Foley suffered a concussion, a dislocated jaw, a dislocated shoulder, and a bruised kidney. Of course, Foley survived and kept on wrestling in that very match, though The Undertaker would eventually chokeslam him and take the win. Still, it was a valiant effort of Mick's part. No one can argue that fact. At number 2, we have Brock Lesnar backfires on the Shooting Star Press. Going up against Kurt Angle in his first ever WrestleMania, Brock Lesnar went for it all when he had Angle on the mat.
So I would never put myself in a position to where I could make a mistake.
Right.
And that's what Brock Lesnar was on the top rope.
Lesnar had neither, as he couldn't pull his flip all the way through and ended up landing on his head. For his part, Lesnar would get up and play out the rest of the match, even quote, winning in the end. But it most certainly wasn't worth it. Lesnar sustained a massive concussion as a result of his move and undoubtedly should have seen a doctor immediately after it happened. Finally, at number 1, Cactus Jack loses an ear when he had a good portion of his ear ripped off due to a couple tight ropes in Munich, Germany.
So I hit him, man, it just, whatever was left out of there just flew. So I hit it, man, it just, rest of it, there's a little chunk left on there and it just flew off.
After getting caught up in the ropes and almost looking like he was going to choke, Foley managed to twist his head out of the ropes, but not before slipping out without one of his ears. Lucky for him, he was able to keep hold of the cartilage and have it properly reattached later that day. Eventually, it was fully reconstructed.
Most gruesome, it's a pretty easy one. It's, here's the left ear, okay. There's the right. I had to give up my dream of becoming a carpenter because I couldn't put the pencil behind it.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this episode of WWE Pit. Make sure to hit that like button if you guys enjoyed this video and comment which one was the most gruesome injury. This was the scariest WWE wrestling injuries of all time, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.